Now let's continue with our class. Now we know how to use ViewBinding in an activity, but how to use it in a fragment. Let's have a look. Okay, so as you remember, in our previous class, we create this layout, which we call it fragment main, and in this class we're gonna use it. We have this with this main activity. What we can do right now is just create a new class, new Kotlin class, and let's call it main fragment. All right, so let me see, we have this git. Okay, let's change that. No problem at all. So now we have this main fragment. We can extend it from fragment. All right, so now we have this fragment, and let's inflate our fragment main. As you know, to inflate, we need to do it on onCreate view, onCreate view. And then on create view, we have these three parameters: inflator, container, save instance bundle. The first thing we need to do is let's just remove this one at the moment. And here on the top, we can start with a private bar, no val is bar, and we put underscore on the front, binding. Why do we put the underscore? We put the underscore because we're gonna use only this variable locally. You will see why. Binding, and we make this this specific variable from fragment main binding. All right. So we're gonna make this variable nullable, and we initialize with null. You will see why we did this, why we do this one now. So now here in onCreate, what we can do is we put binding, and we inflate our fragment bind, and then we have this bind. This one is for the activity we'll see before, and then we have this inflator. So we put this inflate. We pass the inflator. As a second parameter, we pass the container, and as you know, the third parameter we don't gonna attach it to the parent. So in this third parameter, we put false. Okay, we're not gonna include it in this case to the parent. So now we return bind.root. Okay. This one is nullable, so we put it in this way. Okay, so now we have this one inflate, but to make this one as a good practice, we're gonna instantiate it here in this local, but we're gonna use another private. In this case, we're gonna put val to not change it, and here on the val we use binding, and here we're gonna get whatever is on the binding, and we put the bang to make it not nullable. Why we did this? Because we need to set this this fragment main binding. We need to set it to null at some point when actually the view is destroyed. So because we cannot make it nullable if we put as a val, then we can use it this way. So now in onCreate, this should not, on this destroy view. Okay, in on destroy view, before the super, we can use binding, and we set as null. We set as null. So now, what is going to happen here? When we instantiate the fragment main binding, we're going to instantiate it here, and when we're going to use it, we're going to use it here. Okay, to know if we set it as the bar, what is going to happen is we can actually instantiate it 2 times, and that is going to cause many issues. So in this case, we're going to use it with val, and this variable, this constant variable, is going to return whatever is on the binding. Okay. So and also is because it's not going to be null as long as we use it. It's never going to be null. So we put it as a bang. So we don't need to include that exclamation mark all the time. So now here, as we said, we're going to use this one. We're going to instantiate it with the bar. And we're going to use it with the val, with the constant. So here in this specific scenario, we just remove this, and as you know, then this null safe is redundant. We don't need to use it anymore. All right. So now we have this main fragment instantiated. Let's go now to the activity. We can go to this, and here on the bottom, what we can do is just create a new fragment. We want to with match parent. We can use this one, and here we can use dp. All right. So we put 0dp because we're gonna use the constant layout actually. Okay, let's do this. So we're gonna put a split. Let's put the sign. It's gonna be even easier for us. So now we have this fragment here on top. Let's put it to the bottom. Let's put it to the top, and then we have this fragment here inside. Okay. So now, what we can do, just to make some tests, we can actually get this. Let's copy this one just to make it quicker. Here we're going to ask set ID. Okay, we can actually set as Fragment Inflate. Okay, so we're going to use another fragment to see how you can do it with bind. So now with inflate, let's go to the fragment main. And here inside we can put it in this way. Let's include the declaration and hello fragment inflate. All right, so now we can actually run it again, and what we're gonna see is below, or where we can see before or in the activity, we're gonna see the fragment with that text in the middle. So let's have a look. See. Oh yes, apology. What we need to do here is, I forgot to do this one. I'm really apologies. Name, and we can include the fragment. So just inflate XML inside. And now we can actually run it again, and this one should work. So now we're gonna have this one, and see, you can see this one is hello text view demo, which is the activity, and below here, in this area, we have this hello fragment inflate. Okay. So now in the same way, how we're gonna use it? How we're gonna use the text views? So here on this one, text demo. Okay. So now we have this one. Okay. Just leave it as it is. It's gonna something inflated. So here, on the activity, we're gonna use on view created. Okay, and when it's on view created, we're gonna use binding, and in this binding we're gonna use text demo. Okay, so this one is the text view demo, but from the fragment, not from the activity. And here let's pass the text, and here on the text we can actually say hello programmatic text view. All right. So now what is going to happen? Exactly the same thing, but we're going to use this text view, and we're going to pass this text inside of the text view programmatically. Let's run it again. See it? It's running. And as you can see, this hello programmatic text view is here. And that is all what you need to do to start to use your bind view into your fragments. We're gonna see on the next video how to use view binding, but when the view is already inflated. So until next video.